Did South Park take on and destroy the sensitive and controversial topic of woke culture in their episode, Joining the Panderverse? That's as diverse as pineapple on pizza.
Put another gay diverse woman in it, make it more fucking lame!
Yep, the South Park crew is back at it again, taking no prisoners and holding up a hilariously uncomfortable mirror to society. So what does South Park's take on woke culture in the Panderverse say about us? Are they exposing uncomfortable truths, or just roasting everyone for the fun of it? Let's get into the verse. The episode kicks off with Cartman, but not the Cartman we know. He is now a black woman in some other universe. Cartman's mom tells her that she can't stay home all day and play Baldur's Gate 3.
You're not staying home all day and playing Baldur's Gate 3. Now let's go!
She went off for school and went to the bus stand like every other episode. At the bus stop, things get even weirder. His friends, totally different. Stan's now a Latina woman, Kyle's an Indian woman, and Kenny's an Asian woman. It's the same old crew, but flipped in the most South Park way possible. And just like that, the chaos begins.
This is bullshit. How do you get your mom arrested for child abuse?
Meanwhile, in the main universe, Cartman wakes up screaming, totally freaked out. He saw the nightmare where he's replaced by a diverse woman, and everyone he loves has been swapped out with diverse women who hate the patriarchy. He's so shaken he runs to his mom and tells her to check under his bed. Not for monsters, but for Disney executives and Kathleen Kennedy, because of course, in Cartman's mind, they're the real villains of his nightmare.
Okay! Mom, I had a dream that I was replaced by a diverse woman. Will you check under the bed and make sure there's no Disney executives under there?
But what do Disney executives and Kathleen Kennedy have to do with his dream? In Cartman's dream, he's terrified of being replaced by diverse female versions of himself and his friends, reflecting his fear of forced diversity in the media. South Park uses Kathleen Kennedy to mock how big companies push diversity in franchises, turning Cartman's panic into a funny critique of how corporate diversity can feel more like a business move than a meaningful one. After the nightmare, Cartman hits up therapy, sharing his fears of everyone being replaced by women, only for his friend in the other universe to point the finger at Kathleen Kennedy.
And the Disney stock just keeps going down and down and down. And then Bob Iger is all like, no, what's going on with my stocks? No, Kathleen Kennedy.
The therapist, though, takes a different angle. He tells Cartman, "You're not really scared of Disney replacing people. The real threat is AI." Then he drops the bomb. Think about who's really going to make all the money when AI takes over. Now Cartman's panic has a whole new target. This highlights AI-generated stories and characters, hinting at a future where technology might replace creativity and effort in media. The show uses exaggerated scenarios like lazy corporate decisions to rely on AI instead of writers, to question if technology and profit-driven approaches could make storytelling feel bland or repetitive. After therapy, Cartman rushes to tell his friends about his nightmare, but they just brush him off. Meanwhile, in the diverse universe, Cartman's other self tries to explain her dream, but her friends don't buy it either. While everyone's distracted, something wild happens. Cartman gets sucked into another universe, and in her place, regular Cartman pops out, totally confused. You can already feel the chaos brewing, right?
Ah! Ah!
After the universe swap, regular Cartman finds himself stuck in the diverse universe, sitting in a classroom full of girls. And what are they talking about? Complaining about males, of course.
Who's the fat little white boy?
Who knows? White heterosexual males think they welcome anywhere.
Back in the diverse universe, Cartman's had enough. He stands up and demands to speak to the authorities. But when two police officers walk in, yep, they're diverse women too. In the real universe, PC Principal, Kyle, and Kenny walk into the office with Cartman 216B, and PC Principal says he's gotten complaints about the boys treating her badly. The guys are confused, asking how a black woman could be Cartman, but PC Principal flips it, saying they're the problem. Stan asks, is it really normal for Cartman to be a black woman? And PC Principal fires back, what's the problem? Didn't you have issues with the new Indiana Jones or Black Spider-Man? Classic South Park, flipping the script.
How does this even make any sense?
It makes perfect sense. I think the problem is you.
PC principal calls out the boys for complaining about Cartman being a black woman, pointing to the hypocrisy of fans who disliked a female Indiana Jones, but were fine with diverse characters like Miles Morales. He tells them they're just mad because they feel their white culture is threatened, and warns them they'll face 3 weeks of detention if they keep it up. Like always, South Park turning the tables and highlighting reality. Back at Disney headquarters, the executives blame Kathleen Kennedy, even suggesting she might be from another universe. They theorize that Disney's constant pandering opened the doors to the Panderverse. One exec calls it just a theory, but another reminds them they still have the Panderstone. Things are getting weird.
Is there a problem, people?
We were just discussing ideas of what to do with the new Prince Eric movie.
Put a chick in it, make her gay!
At the police station where the real Cartman is being held, a cop announces a white woman is here for him, none other than Kathleen Kennedy. After a wild chase, she explains they're in the same boat and that she's stuck in the wrong universe too.
Where the fuck is Bob Iger?
Back at Disney, the execs use AI and discover Kathleen Kennedy's face matches Eric Cartman's. Bob Iger grabs 2 execs and heads to South Park.
All right, I've set the Panderstone into the compromised doorway. Whoa!
They explain they need a place with integrity and a broken door to open the Panderverse, and where else but Randy's broken door at Tegrity Farms. You can already see where this is going. In the women's universe, Cartman and Kathleen Kennedy end up at City Woke. She explains how she used an ancient AI called the Panderstone, introduced by Bob Iger, to make crowd-pleasing movies. But after backlash over Disney's diverse films, the Panderstone malfunctioned, opened a portal, and trapped her in 216B. Cartman sums it all up perfectly. So that's why all Disney movies suck now.
I guess just wailing on woke stuff all the time is pretty lazy too.
The message here is pure South Park genius, taking a jab at how big companies like Disney handle diversity and creativity. Instead of focusing on genuine storytelling, they rely on algorithms and forced diversity to please everyone, and in the process, end up pleasing no one. The whole Panderstone fiasco is a hilarious metaphor for what happens when profit and pandering outweigh originality. And Cartman's sneaky line, "That's why all Disney movies suck now," hits the nail on the head. It's a cheeky way of saying that when studios treat diversity like a checklist or let AI take the wheel, they risk losing the soul of their stories. When the portal gate back to their universe appears next to them, the now reconcluded 2 enter hand in hand as Randy reaches for them.
Come on, Kate. Looks like we got a flight to catch.
Everyone returns to their universes. Cartman from 216B falls onto Kennedy, accidentally killing her.
Oh, what the hell is that?
Back in their universe, Kennedy promises the Disney execs she'll focus on original content, and Cartman, believe it or not, hugs Kyle, admitting he was wrong. Meanwhile, Randy brings in handymen to fix the door, and the townsfolk cheer like it's a parade. And in the bizarre 5429F universe, the Cartman-like Kathleen Kennedy wakes up to an alien Leanne serving her cereal made of Kyle-shaped pieces. Because of course, why not?
Here, have some of your favorite cereal to calm you down.
Oh, thank you.
South Park takes aim at how the woke culture in Hollywood has turned movies into predictable, formulaic products. Studios like Disney keep using the same recipe for every film, focusing more on hitting social trends than delivering creative, meaningful stories. It's all about checking diversity boxes instead of telling unique, impactful narratives. This episode asks a real question. Has woke culture made storytelling shallow just to please everyone? And what's the cost of losing originality in a world that's more about fitting in than standing out? What do you think? Let me know in the comments below.